Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here. Don't worry, I'm here. But I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know. I don't know where my mum is. I'm lost. I'm merely a lost boy on a Monday, marginally hungover. I'm out of shape, out of physical shape. Just drifting aimlessly through reality, desperately trying to cling on to some semblance of shoe throwers. Is there a delay on the stream? Who even knows? But I'm here. It's Monday. It's going to be fine. Look, seriously, I know, look, we've got a whole nother week ahead of us, but that, luckily for us, means a week of more shoe throwers, of flip-flop flingers, of high-heel hurlers, of ridiculous news, of foolish japes, skullduggery, banter, nonsensical sort of mouth noise, and there are two other things that we always have. Two of the most important things that there are, really, in the world. The two sort of foundations of society, foundations of liberal democracy. I believe the Greeks, kind of when they were inventing culture and that, there's just some Greek scientists in a lab and that, just sort of inventing like Western culture and that, and they're like, oh, I'll tell you what, if we combine these two things, we can create a sort of utopian society. Oh, well, what is that? What are those two things you're combining? Well, I'll tell you. Those two things are coffee and memes.
Steady job and a couple extra potatoes, that's all I want.
You're getting on, you're pushing 30, Slugger. You know, it's time to think about getting some ambition.
Oh, I always figured I'd live a little bit longer without it.
Don't forget, kid, that what you're trying to do here is to be bright and chipper and entertaining and intelligent and sort of glitzy, and that's funny, and it's kind of cool, and it's interesting, and it's edgy, and all of that. It puts that facade of momentary charisma on you, and if you don't play that out, you actually fail.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Coffee and Memes. Welcome to Threshold.fm. Welcome to YouTube, Facebook, and also Twitch, just for shits and giggles, really. I was interested to know what would happen if I did a show on Twitch. Turns out that it's fine, but they just mute some of the music. So, cool, man. Great. I mean, I feel richer for the experience, and I can now just, I guess, go about my life and endeavour to live a life of free religious fulfillment. Good news, got some new mugs in, so that's a bit of fun. These have just arrived literally this morning. Double-sided little threshold number, as you can see. That is a quality item. That is a fine piece of legitimate, 100% legitimate, official threshold merchandise. Also, have a look at these beauties. Naughty fridge magnets. About the size of a postcard, saying simply drink coffee, make memes, throw shoes. Pretty pleased about them. I think I'll probably send them out to people that are on the Patreon who are in for 25. Well, who are in for over a tenner a month. I'll send them all out, but I'll stick them up for a couple of quid or something on the site, so that everyone who's got that free monthly credit can have one of them. Lovely stuff. Listen, guys, as we're here, I'll probably let you know what we're in for in terms of shoe throwers. Gonna have another bit off that current value EP. That'll shift out your morning tods on a Monday, I tell you. That'll loosen you up. New bit on Critical by Particle called Signal, which is nice. New potential bad boy. Oi oi, new leveler, bit by the Prophecy, and Dub Elements. So it's a pretty substantial lineup of gear right there for you. In terms of news facts. Well, I don't know about facts, but this is what the news is. This is the published news of the day. Take it with a pinch of salt. Uri Geller claims he caused Common's roof leak with his psychic powers. That's Uri Geller, the bender. Sex workers reveal unusual requests, including kicking men in the nuts. Bit of fun. Swallowing a partner's semen could help you have a baby, scientists claim. Jasper Hamill, 2,000 shares on this one. Go on, son. Yeah, it... are these male feminist scientists? Yes, that girl's been doing the rounds. The one, she's like a sort of... Oh, she's very annoying. She's one of those like vegan sort of blogger, sort of Instagram-y, influency types that does stuff for attention. Anyway, her routine is drinking semen every day. She thinks it's good for you. She thinks it's some sort of magic superfood. Scientists disagree. They say it's absolutely devoid of nutrients. But she's pretty keen, and she gets donations from a friend. Again, I'm just suspecting that the friend could be a male feminist that has spun her a good yarn. But actually, did you know? You're a wacky vegan, aren't you? You'll buy anything. Did you know semen actually very good for you? Oh yeah. Well, I could. It's best fresh from source. Best to get it from source. But the fresher the better. All right. What else have we got? Oh yeah, wild goats take over Welsh town, wreaking havoc for a second time. These visibly drunk goats are obviously out of control, just running around, headbutting people, ramming people in the nuts, drinking, smoking spice as well. They're a menace. Look at them, absolute menace. They're trying to get into that house because they've heard that the owner has spice, and so they're basically on a deranged spice rampage. They're chewing up clothes that are hanging on lines, headbutting small children. They're out of control. We can get into them later. Skint mum made almost 10 grand charging married men to date her. Nice work if you can get it. Oh, what else have we got? Oh yeah, this definitely will be absolutely fine. Government pledges to hit tech companies with substantial fines for inappropriate content. Yeah, this will definitely not have any undesired effects or cause trouble or cause basically opposing sides of political arguments to do their best to try and deem the other person's argument as inappropriate content. Definitely won't create a parallel internet. No, it'll be absolutely fine. The UK government will introduce world's first internet safety law designed to make the UK the safest place in the world to be online. New proposals claim. Good luck. What else have we got? Oh yeah, police warn drivers will face prosecution if they're caught vaping behind the wheel. Good. It's ridiculous. Like, if you're when you're driving behind someone and they're vaping, like every time they honk all their bloody vape smoke out the window, like it's sort of potentially blinding for a couple of seconds. It looks like the bloody thing's on fire. It's ridiculous. It's a disgrace. I, for one, won't stand for it. Right, let's get straight into this current value bit because, oh god, if you are having any sort of constipation issues, you do need to loosen things up a little bit. This is going to be your best friend. This is called Dispelling of Fear. Ominous title. It's off the Far Layer EP by Big Timmy. Shout out to the one person listening on Twitch. I see ya. Wesley Snipes is hiding again. This is a serious bit of gear. I'll post a link to the Threshold Twitch account if anyone does want to, if that's anybody's preferred choice. Do follow. Isn't there something on Twitch where you can host other people's live streams on your channel? You span the entire globe with this crazy lobster shit.
Lobsters?
I'll type the Discord crew. I see ya. I see you, Green Gang. Jesus. Oh, this is an early contender, isn't it? This is called Dispelling of Fear by our boy Big Timmy, Current Value. It's on the Far Layer EP, which is on a record label, I think. Yeah, no, it is, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely an early contender, isn't it? Bloody Nora. God, there's a lot going on in that, isn't there? Just throw it all in. Well, that's Current Value for you, though, isn't it? Throw it all in, deal with the consequences later. I tell you what, guys, woo! 25th of May.
Lobsters.
25th of May.
Lobsters.
25th of May.
Package.
First big old Threshold meet-up. Big old Lobster Crew meet-up. London. Hackney Downs. The Star by Hackney Downs. Cracking drinkery, cracking boozery, cracking pub. We are having Threshold all-dayer from 1 in the afternoon until 1 in the goddamn motherfucking morning. I'll be playing, be a whole host of other Threshold DJs playing, free, all day, Saturday. It's a bank holiday weekend. Absolutely no excuse not to attend. Oh no, I've doubled up the thing now. That's a disaster, isn't it? Here, look, I'll post the Facebook event in the comments there. Get involved. If you really... I mean, the DJ sets, there's going to, you know, we've got potential for bloody 12 sets or maybe even more. Although what I would like to do would be to start probably the first few hours off, nice bit of old school hip hop, then maybe move into a bit of house and garage, and then as the sun starts to go down across London town, the shoes will be slipped off with the laces loosened, and before you know it, there'll be absolute fucking shoe throwers for hours at a time. Yeah, I mean, it's right next to a park as well, so I think there's good potential for having an actual shoe throwing competition. Maybe we'll get one of those obnoxious fucking mini rig things, and we can go out into the park. Basically, you get, you know, a whole load of us. You get to pick your favourite tune, your favourite shoe thrower, and then on the drop, you get to sling your sandal or your you know, just hurl your high heel, whatever you're currently sporting. And, you know, we could declare a winner. Maybe I'll get like what's the most like quintessential drum and bass shoe? An Air Max 90? Gotta be, hasn't it? Well, look, okay, suggestions in the comments, right? But I would say probably an Air Max 90 is yes, it's 18 and over, sorry. An Air Max 90, get one, I'll spray it gold, yeah? We'll get maybe some sort of little plaque on the bottom. Whoever wins the shoe throwing competition gets the golden Air Max 90. That's a decent prize. That's something to treasure. That's the start of a family heirloom, isn't it? Handed down generation to generation. Oh, the golden Air Max 90. Well, you know, there you go. Like I say, the Facebook event is in the comments, so you know, get on board or fucking don't. You know, it's your choice. Free country, isn't it? Right, let's find out what this bender's been up to. Uri Geller claims he's caused Commons roof leak with his psychic powers. Well, prosecuting for criminal damage, I guess. Spoonbender, Uri Geller, clearly meant business when he said he would single-handedly stop Brexit with his telepathic powers. The illusionist has taken credit for causing a flood in the House of Commons last night, which saw MPs suspend their session after water started gushing from the ceiling. Bit biblical, isn't it? The magician, an ardent Remainer, said he bent the pipes in the roof and told MPs he won't apologise because they all deserve it. Right, okay. Yeah, there he is, tweeting it, actually copying in the House of Commons there. So not just a Schneid subtweet. Yes, I did it. No capital Y there for the beginning of the sentence, but, you know, whatever. Yuri is as Yuri does. Yes, I did it, House of Commons. I bent the pipes. And I won't apologise. You all deserve it. Hashtag Brexit. Hashtag start from scratch. Start what from scratch? Anyway, he shared a video on Twitter this morning of a leaking pipe at the Uri Geller Museum in Tel Aviv, taken at about 12:40 UK time. He says this gave him the inspiration to carry out the sabotage of Parliament. This is where I got the idea. Parliament! I can't sack them, but I can soak them, tweeted Yuri, who is a British citizen but lives in Israel. Uri Geller said coffee shop leak inspired him to say, I mean, he's mad. God's sake. It's not like you couldn't see it coming after the 72-year-old self-proclaimed psychic sent an open letter to Theresa May last month saying, I love you very much. I love you very much, Theresa, but I will not allow you to lead Britain into Brexit. What about the will of the British people, though, Yuri? As much as I admire you. I don't know, I can't really remember how he speaks. He's kind of mad sounding. As much as I admire you, I will stop you telepathically from doing this. And believe me, I am capable of executing it. That's quite ominous, isn't it? At this point, many hardcore Remainers might think that anything is worth a try. But it probably won't have helped if MPs were actually talking. It probably would have helped if MPs were actually talking about Brexit at the time of the flooding. And not the introduction. Oh, it was actually about the introduction of a 2019 loan charge. Nice one, Yuri. Yeah, well done, pal. Some Twitter users used the opportunity to ask Yuri for help with their plumbing, while an elderly woman asked if he could get her hips and joints working properly again. Worth a try, isn't it? Listen, Yuri, if you're going to bloody use your powers, like you might think you're using your powers for good, but, you know, really what you should be doing is you should be going around offering free hip replacements to the elderly, using your special bendy mind powers. Yeah, Uri Geller Spoonbender. Yeah. One skeptic said his claims to have flooded the Commons would have been more plausible if he had tweeted about it beforehand. He also invited the public to join him in chanting, Theresa, bring us a second vote. Go for a second referendum. Every day at 11:11 a.m. and p.m. He seems to have a thing for the number 11, having asked people to send him positive energy 11 minutes before England played Croatia in last year's World Cup semi-finals to help them win, which they didn't. Okay, so obviously not enough people getting behind that. Guys, okay? When Yuri says jump, you say how high, okay? When Yuri says bend, you say how bendy. He also predicted that Donald Trump would be elected as the 45th president of the US, leading some to ask why he couldn't have used his mind powers to stop that. Yeah, well, Yuri is a law unto himself, clearly. Yuri is as Yuri does. You can't control a bender like Yuri. Yeah, there's just no way to do it. You know, he's too bendy. You try and put him in a box, he'll bend his way out of it. You know, you put him in cuffs, he'll bend them. He'll bend you. He'll bend your brother, your mother, your stepsister, your stepdad, your social worker. He'll bend the lot of you. He is a menace. He is out of control. Right, what else have we got? All right, load of old stress and grief in here, haven't we? Doctors offer hygiene tips as 1 in 5 office mugs found to contain poo-poo. Okay, right, that's been threatening this one for a few days. The office tea round... Oh, fuck off, Jake Massey. Come on, just allow the preamble, yeah? A study of coffee cups at the University of Arizona, USA, found that 20% tested positive for coliform bacteria, which is also found in shit, with dirty dishcloths playing a big part in the spread. Okie dokie. The study read, coliform bacteria were present on 20% of coffee cups before and 100% of the coffee cups after wiping with the dishcloth or sponge. Yeah, dishcloths are generally pretty gross. There was an urban myth a while ago. They always go round. There was some... Oh, God, there's been loads. I mean, over the years. But some recent ones. So it was always like a friend of a friend story. Always with the friend of a friend story. But this was a good one. The friend of the friend had gone out on a date and gone back to the girl's house and was... they were about to, like, get down to some passionate lovemaking. And she went off to the toilet, at which point he thought, I should wash my knob. You know, just polite, innit? Polite. So, gave himself the once-over with dishcloth in the kitchen. He thinks, smart. Anyway, they start getting down to it. She goes down to give him a nosh and then stops, suddenly, freezes, and demands an explanation as to why there is a single baked bean in his pubes. They've had about 4 or 5 different people tell me that story over the years, all with it being a friend of a friend. Now, there was another one recently that was doing the rounds about a Tinder date where a guy gets the girl to come over to his house for like lunch or something and is being weird, and he gives her a cup of tea, and then she suddenly has to go to the toilet. She goes to the toilet and has some sort of spectacular, awful shit. Oh, no. No, so he gives her the tea, gives her a coffee or something. It's got laxatives in it. He goes to the toilet, blocking the toilet, refuses to come out for about 45 minutes. She shits her pants because of it. And then he lets her in, and then there's some sort of other shenanigans. I can't remember, but there was a lot of... I don't know whether or not anyone has ever heard this story do the rounds as well. And then there was something about him having a shuffle over some soiled underwear. Listen, I don't know. It's not my job to spread fake news, even though I do it by mistake sometimes. That's not what I'm paid for. You know, I'm paid for normal news and shoot. Well, not normal news, but just, you know, shoot throws and that. Anyway, look, I digress. The study, yeah. However, 20% of coffee cups were positive for E. coli after wiping. That's nice. The presence of insanitary conditions in office, kitchen, and or coffee preparation areas is common. Yes, that definitely is a concern. You'd think the worst that would happen with a tea round is Janet forgetting how many sugars you have. Again! Oh, Janet, you absolute lunatic. Oh, Janet, you've just not been the same since the divorce. Whereas in reality, you're lucky not to get 2 spoons of crap. 2 spoons of crap? Oh, Jake Massey is one of the fucking worst. I'd forget about that. Not interested in it. Forget it. All right, come on, let's get a few more shoe throws in. Yeah, so this is by Particle. It's on Signal. Not Signal, sorry. It's called Signal. It's by Particle. It's on Critical. All right? A lot of alls in this. Particle, Signal, Critical. Let's do it. Yeah, okay, so other people have heard that story. Looks like Reece on Discord has heard it. Yes, he purposely goes to the loo while she obviously has the laxative. He waits until she shits herself, and he gets caught having a jolly over the underwear while she's cleaning herself up. Yes. That was the rumour going round. few people watching on Twitch now. Hey guys! Maybe it's Twitch thoughts. Who knows? Send nudes. This is a naughty bit. This is Particle with Signal on Critical. Ooh. Oh boy, Fernie Joe. Saying that Critical's the best label around. Oh, Jesus, Death Disco's only just arrived. Bloody half past, mate. Where you been? All the excuses about to start pouring out now, aren't they? Oh, I was on the tube. Oh, shit myself. Oh, the woman out of Men Behaving Badly was there. It was really embarrassing. Oh, I went on this weird Tinder date. Oh, shit myself. And then the girl she fingered me. Oh, it was weird. Anyway, I'm half hour late for the show. It's fine, mate, whatever. Reverb on the way out there. Lovely stuff. Signal by Particle on Critical. Job's a good one. Swallowing a partner's semen could help you have a baby, scientists claim. Jasper Hamill claims 2,000 shares. Well done, Jasper Hamill. That is good. Much better than your... maybe you should stick to, cum swallowing stories, because your Elon Musk stories with, frankly, grotesque double entendres in the titles... They've not really been racking up the numbers, eh? 37 shares or something on the last one of those rookie numbers, bro. Come on, you got to get those numbers up. Women who regularly swallow their boyfriends or husbands' sperm may be less likely to suffer miscarriages. Scientists have said. Right, okay. Researchers suggested that the end product of oral sex, the end product. I don't know why that's tickled me so much. You're killing me with this. The end product. Researchers suggest that the end product of oral sex strengthens a pregnant woman's immune system and may even help fetuses grow healthily. Oh, God. Yeah, this is definitely a group of male feminist scientists. They've been like, hey, look, I've got a good idea, yeah. This is brilliant. Particularly, it's going to be a load of guys who are like, yeah, well, the missus is pregnant, so I sort of sex is off the table for a few months, isn't it? Fucking hell. Yeah, fucking yeah. So, I've got a good idea about this one, yeah? I reckon we can get a bit of data together that suggests that swallowing jizz is good for the baby. You know, good for the immune system, good for the baby. Hey, that's a good idea. I bet we can get some money. I bet we can get some research grants. Look at that. They've got like... You know what? They're probably not male feminists. They're probably some of the MRA lot. Easily you would get some funding from some of them. Semen contains hormones and proteins from a man's body, meaning women may need to build up a tolerance to it. Right, okay. Unprotected sex is one way for a woman to get their bodies used to the loved one's sexual emissions. Oh, do you... Do you reckon, like, if your missus was in a mood with you, so she's like, you know, halting your sexual advances, she could get a set of pants and across the front it says low emission zones. Low emission zone. Hamill, you are a disgrace. Get their bodies used to a loved one's sexual emissions, but it's believed introducing semen to the digestive system may have a similar effect. Researchers from Leiden University Medical Center in the Netherlands tested their theory by comparing the pregnancy history and oral sex habits of 234 women. That is what a pathetic study. That's nothing. 234 women. Jesus Christ. Oh, this is hilarious. Yeah, it'd be really funny if you could convince your missus that this is like based off the back of this bollocks. The team believe their results suggest a link between blowjobs and the birth of healthy babies. Although further investigation is needed to test the theory. Well, I, for one, nominate myself to take part in the trial. Snips, you up for it? You goddamn right. Whoa. The team believes there is... in total, 97 of the women suffered from 3 or more miscarriages in a row. Oh, Jesus. During the study, the scientists found that women who experienced regular miscarriages were less likely to give their partners oral sex. Okay, this is taking a darker turn. However, before men get too excited, it's worth noting that the study was small. Yeah, no shit. Does not provide 100% concrete evidence that swallowing sperm can prevent miscarriages. No, you reckon? Yeah, no shit. Oral exposure to seminal fluids seems to influence pregnancy outcome in a positive way, the researchers wrote. They added, our results suggest an association between less oral sex and the occurrence of recent miscarriages. I think this is almost, in a way, a kind of dangerous thing to publish. I mean, it's just like... It's somewhat unethical to publish, I would say. And just, especially, like... that's how low Hamill will stoop for his 2,000 shares. And particularly, I mean, what's going on here? Why is he green? Why is she purple? What's the situation here? Who are these aliens? I don't understand. And he's kept his socks on. That's just bad news. I mean, she's fully clothed, pretty much. This is very, very confusing. Oral sex could boost your chances of getting. That says you haven't even finished the sentence, Hamill. Pathetic. Well, I'm not impressed. I think it was funny at first, and then it took a dark turn, and yeah, I'm unimpressed. Okay, what else have we got? All right, let's have a look at these goats. This is a bit of a palate cleanser. Wild goats take over Welsh town, wreaking havoc for a second time. Right, these goats need to be stopped, okay? Someone needs to work out some sort of much more better fencing system. Less than a month after a herd of wild goats. Oh, wild goats, this is a problem, isn't it? If you just let them... If you let them do their own thing, they can't be trusted, can they? Because they get drunk easily. Lightweights, goats. Absolute lightweights. Then they get on the spice, and then it's... Seems our furry friends have once again, they're no friends of mine, have once again taken to the streets to wreak havoc upon the locals. In mid-March last year, a number of the Kashmiri goats residing in the Great Orme headland wandered into town after Storm Gareth. Oh, don't get me started on Storm Gareth. He needs a slap. He drove them from their hilly home. Nice. At the time, locals were left angry, amused, or a mixture of both, as the animals were spotted holding up traffic and munching on foliage, trying to break into student housing, as that is the most likely place to find spice, and also headbutting local children. Although they were eventually herded home, it appears they enjoyed their trip so much they decided to take a return trip just 3 weeks later. Goats, man. This time round, they decided to make the most of their visit by popping into the local primary school and eyeing up homes for sale. They were looking for spice. Perhaps they were looking to make the town their permanent home. No, they were just looking for spice, and then they would leave. But then they would be back when the spice ran out. It's just Spice Wars. It's basically just June. Some were also spotted grazing in people's gardens and hitting up the best nightlife spots. Right, when in Rome. Look at this cunt. Jesus Christ. Homeowner Dorothy Smith said, "How you 7 billy goats got into me garden that and enjoyed all me bud and rose bushes, herbs and hedges. But I still like to see 'em around and that like, just not in me fucking garden and that like, how you send 'em all home." Right, okay. They're very wily and that. They're a raggy bunch. They got in, even though it's fenced and that like and getting in the way around, they must have been right hungry and that, are we? Another local, Ingrid Edwards. It sounds like a fun place. They scare me a bit, having met up with them on a pathway. I'm not surprised. A wild goat with intimidatingly long horns is not something you'd want to come face to face with on your way back home from work. But apparently, it's all up to the goats, what they do on any given day. We're giving these goats too much autonomy. These goats, like, they need to understand that this is humans. Humans live in this village, not goats. This is not a home for goats. You have to go and find your spice elsewhere. But apparently, although Conway Council manages the country park where they live, they say they're not responsible for them. Well, these goats need to take some sort of element of personal responsibility. But also, I don't think Conway Council are really pulling their weight here, are they? It's just these bloated, bureaucratic institutions wasting money on, I don't know, outfits for goats or something, or half pipes for skateboarding goats. Just wasting taxpayers' money on half pipes and sunglasses and skateboards for goats. It's ridiculous. I, for one, won't stand for it. Which is why wherever the herd want to be, whenever the herd want a day out in town, all the locals can do is just watch on and hope things don't get too out of hand. You could shoot them, I guess, and eat them. That'd be quite nice. Thankfully, most of them see the funny side, including Gillian Townsend, 38, who caught the animals holding up traffic and munching on flowers in a garden when the goats made a visit back in March. She said, "It was quite funny. They decided to herd into the middle of the road, stopping a car and a taxi. One of them appeared to be off their face on spice. One of them was on a skateboard. They were all wearing sunglasses. They're a menace." They started galloping up Lloyd Street. Perhaps we could all do with taking a leaf out of the book of these free-spirited animals. So if you fancy a day out to a local half-pipe to smoke some spice and go on the ramps, maybe you should. All right, well, yeah, fair enough. That seems like a reasonable tip, doesn't it? This is a new bit on Cause for Concern Limited, The Prophecy. It's called Toxin. I think it's the other side of Prisma that we played the other week. Nice bit, all things considered. Yeah, a few suggestions here, actually. Make jumpers out of them, that's nice. Yeah, Joe, these are sort of your clan, these goats. You need to keep them under control. You need to have a word. Joe clearly making, making claims that he can't control goats when clearly he can. I've seen him talk to goats. I've seen him go on dates with goats. Seen him take them to the cinema. I've seen him take them to raves and smuggle them in the back door. It's outrageous. Talking of which, at 11 o'clock, in just 15 minutes, a regular Joe brings the mezzanine show. The fresh episode, number 12, I believe. I haven't listened to it though. It could be dreadful. It won't be. It'll be fine. That's Toxin by The Prophecy. It's out now on Cause for Concern Limited. 3
lobsters
out of, don't know, 4, I'd say. Yeah, I think that's good. That's a good bit. I'm about that prophecy life. You know, sure, why not? Girl 3 gives baby brother Towie style makeover to look like mummy. This is hilarious. Just look at this poor little twat. Oh, God. A little girl decided to give her baby brother an amazing Towie-style makeover after being inspired by their mother's look. Look at the eyebrows on it. Okay, so for anyone just listening on radio, the face has been all oranged up, big old smeared red lippy, and huge, thick, slug-like eyebrows. There are a few stereotypes that come to mind with the phrase Towie-style makeover. Characters from the reality TV show have a habit of being very well made up, often with not so natural tans, heavy eyebrows, and lighter, brighter, and highlighter brighter than my future. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know how bright your future is. You write for uni, lad. That's not to say they don't look nice, but it's not exactly the style you'd imagine for a little baby. Unless you're 3-year-old Tiffany Carr, that is. Mum, Catherine Carr, decided to steal a quiet moment to do some washing, leaving her young daughter watching the TV with baby brother Frankie. At least she thought they were watching TV. What is this beauty trend with eyebrows that go all the way round in a circle? Oh, okay, anyway. The 24-year-old explained, I left him fast asleep. She was sat quietly watching her tablet. It was also nice and peaceful until Tiff shouted, Mummy, come downstairs, I made Frankie look like you. Gutted. This 3-year-old is just roasting both of them, both the mum and the kid so hard. And it's hilarious with the kid because the kid doesn't know what's going on, the baby doesn't know what's going on, so it's just like the sort of ultimate straight man, really, isn't it? Turns out Tiffany had decided to raid her mum's makeup collection and get busy transforming herself and Frankie. She dusted the baby in bronzer to give him the classic The Only Way is Essex tan before throwing on highlighter like there was no tomorrow. Oh, God, it's a bit... Now, I don't want to trash talk a baby. There's a picture of the baby without the makeup. I will say the baby looks better with the makeup. Put the makeup back on. That's really mean. Oh, what a bruiser. Oh, look at him. He looks like a good little boy there, doesn't he? God bless him. I did think he looked better with the bronzer, though. He needs a tan. At the very least, get him on a sunbed. Oh, God. Oh, I don't know why it's tickled me so much. Oh, I like a tracksuit, I guess. That's so funny. Kids do the darndest things. That's hilarious. She is probably desecrated about 200 quid's worth of makeup there. Oh, dear. Me and Jim once did this for Gay Pride, raiding my girlfriend at the time's makeup and applying it very badly to ourselves. She was absolutely livid when she found out. Absolutely livid. Yep. Oh, God. Right. Let's get to gender reveal parties now, because we should. They're very popular. They're really, really coming into their own now. There was, of course, the story of the man who set off like a 400-acre wildfire, causing millions and millions of dollars worth of damage through a gender reveal party that involved shooting a box full of explosives, causing sort of pink smoke to come out of it, but also set fire to, just, desecrating forest and grassland. Aussie bloke arrested after gender reveal burnout. Gender reveal parties are taking over the world, with expectant parents digging into cake, popping balloons, or lighting candles in order to see whether they're expecting a boy or a girl. Oh, okay. So is this a gender reveal parties organised by someone else? Like, do you get your doctor to tell, like, your mate whether or not it's a boy or a girl? And then they organise the party. So you cut into the cake and see that it's if it's pink or blue. I mean, I think it's appalling heteronormative stereotypes. It's just the patriarchy. But, just in the interest of living a normal life and having fun, you cut into the cake and see whether or not it's blue or pink, and then you find out what gender your baby is. I mean, how dare they assume the gender of an unborn child? It was happy news for some. Oh no, well, one couple decided to take it up a notch by doing a gender reveal in the form of a burnout. Hey, that's pretty cool. Let's watch the video. Come on, don't fail me now.
It's Sunday afternoon in Silverdale.
Oh,
Residents on Ciarán Place are about to witness their quiet cul-de-sac resemble a drag strip.
So it looks
called
like
a gender reveal burnout style.
Yeah, it's obviously the set of Neighbours.
Smoke symbolises it's a boy, and behind the wheel it's a man, one who's now had his car confiscated. The gender reveal burnout has senior police shaking their heads, and for good reason. Standing right next to the car, this young man risks his life for the perfect shot.
He was invisible.
Well worth it.
The amount of smoke that was generated from the screeching of the tyres.
Also directly in harm's way are these bystanders, some of whom are adults and can be seen encouraging the behaviour. Police will allege that prior to that Sunday afternoon party,
this is the most bogan thing I've ever seen.
A note in their neighbours' letterboxes warning them that there would in fact be a gender reveal involving smoke and a vehicle. In order to reveal the sex of the baby, a car will leave our driveway releasing the correct coloured smoke. The video was posted to social media. That's where officers from Strike Force Puma, a specialist task force set up to tackle this behaviour, came across it.
Strike Force Puma tackling gender reveal burnout.
Peter Fegan, 7.
How often is this happening? That's so funny. Oh, God. It's happy. Yeah. So, for anyone listening on the podcast or radio, basically, some bogan in a radgy car. It's just doing wheel spins and donuts while huge plumes of blue smoke come out the back. Bit of fun, I say. Come on. What's not to like? I think it's a real hoot, mate. And I don't know why fucking Project Strike Force Puma bastard Hawkwind I've got to take such umbrage with it, mate. It's just a gender reveal party, mate. Clearly no one got hurt. Luckily it was a fella behind the wheel and not a Sheila. Otherwise, God knows what could have happened. Fucking hell, mate. Anyway, that's probably gone as far as we can with that one. That's gone. Fat tourists told to get off your asses and walk up steps instead of using donkeys. Hartley Parkinson here, racking up a cool 15,000 shares. Whew, dang. That's a hot bit of gear, Hartley Parkinson. You must be the real talk of the metro right now. Damn, well, I bet you when you come in, bloody Jasper Hamill and Rob Waugh give it the whole "we are not worthy" routine. It's been labelled Santorini's grubby little secret. The plight of the donkeys carrying tourists up 520 cobbled steps on a cliffside path to the town of Fira. But now a campaign has been launched to urge tourists to not accept the rides, which can be incredibly grueling. As holiday makers get fatter, are holiday makers getting fatter? Probably are, aren't they? The donkeys are suffering increasingly with spinal problems, saddle sores, and exhaustion. Poor fucking donkeys. I don't think I would do it anyway. I'm not fat, but I'm a big boy. But I just feel a bit mean, doesn't it? They're made to do 4 to 5 journeys every day, even when the temperatures are above 30 degrees. The town's mayor, Nikos Zorzos, said the campaign is about to start to discourage the practice. They're working with the cruise line industry to raise awareness of the issues the donkeys face. Mr. Zoros says, I wish these fat bastards would leave our donkeys alone. God, that's a bit much, isn't it? Our mules and donkeys are part of our tradition. Younger owners, especially, have understood that they need to be looked after. Donkey... look at him. He's... what's he doing there? Picking his nails or something. Poor donkey's carrying him up the hill. God bless that donkey. Donkey rides for kids. Come on, guys. Blackpool. Everything. Right, look, that's enough fat tourists for now. End of the show. I don't know quite how I managed to pull it together today, but it seems, roughly speaking, it has been pulled together. So little roundup of the important
Lobsters
information. 25th of May is I'm going to post it in the comments again, just for fun. 25th of May, Threshold all-dayer, free all day at the Star by Hackney Downs in London town. 25th of May, it's a Saturday, it's a bank holiday weekend. It's going to be a freaking riot. I'll be playing, a load of other Threshold DJs will be playing. If you're ridiculously keen to play, then send me a mix on, Facebook or to will@threshold.fm. Also, if you want to send me any mail that I might want to read out on the show, I don't know, maybe your particular opinion on something that's been covered, or I don't know, for any sort of agony aunt purposes, or you can send me abuse. Just send it to will@threshold.fm and I'll read it out on the show. I'm happy to leave names out, if you want to reveal your innermost sexual desires or fantasies. I can leave the name off. That's fine by me. I will do my utmost to protect your anonymity and the privacy of your saucy secrets. So, 25th of May for the Threshold all-dayer. Get that in your diary. Be there or be square, as they say. Coming up next, do hang around for Irregular Joe's The Mezzanine Show. It will be a wild ride, I'm sure. I don't know what the theme is this week, Joe, if you're in the comments. I've seen you there. You've got 4 minutes to tell me what the theme is. But yeah, if you're listening on Facebook or YouTube, do head over to threshold.fm or listen on the app for that. But last moment, shout out the VIP list. Thank you so much to everyone that is donating on the VIP, donating through Patreon. You are... Well, I wouldn't be able to do it, basically, without this. And hopefully we can get... the dream, really, is to get it up enough for me to, to take someone on to help me, create more content, create more, video content and stuff for this show, to help get more people onto Threshold, to help, to basically make it bigger and better and wilder, and to do... I would love to be able to, have the time and the budget to make really good sketch content and stuff for the show. But I currently don't. But the people supporting on the Patreon are getting us ever closer to that dream. So Thank you so much to everyone who is. That's Oliver Hooper, Nicholas Goncalves, Tom Ryan, Reece Mosson, Squidgy Beats Parsons, Pauly Hutton, Ciarán R, Michael Kedzierski, Matthew Tomkins, Dave Long, Joel Potter, Colm Murphy, Sam Howard, Tony J, Richard Patterson, Jack Murphy, Tom Camm, Stephen Harris, Matthieu Boulard, Zara Pickle, Jeroen Van Thunderbutt, Mike Pye, Anthony Walker, Lily Unsub, Richard Franks, Thomas Hall, Chode Ryder, Andrew Heichelbech, John Finison, BDR Crew, Peter Blatchford, Austin Grief, Coupar, Gennady Lightfield, Ryan Glaser, James Parry, Dave Thompson, Hendo Bartendo, Liam Squiffington. Oh, Liam Squiffington. No. Lady Squiffington, Liam the Menace, Underwood, Dan fucking Morris, A Guy With No STDs, Justin Mercer, Ames MC, Josh Williams, Rob Humphrey, Shibby T, Coco Shiva, Dan Eltham, Tyron Wilborn, Mr. Pope, Dark Progressive Fly Trance, is actually Superior Drum Bass, Nicholas Lawsey, Damon Rayner, Chris Breaks, The Build, Carissa Barthelson, Owen Bates, Lee Fuller, D, Daniel Genvy, Flaxis, Alexander Cassidy, Matt Wright, Dylan Laws, Grant Sullivan, Not That, Tom Robinson, subscribe on YouTube, Greg Cornford, Grace Sellers, and Dab Smasher. Thank you so much for that. Everyone that I'm going to send these boys out to anyone that's supporting for over $10 a month. But if you are on the VIP list, you've got credit now in your Threshold.fm account. Yeah, so if you're a Patreon supporter over $10 a month, you get £5 a month in Threshold in your Threshold account that you can spend on merch. So I'll get these up, and there you go. They'll be available. Also, these mugs will be going up to date as well. Lovely freaking stuff, guys. Listen, it's been emotional. It always is. But, you know, I guess that's why we do it. we have to troll. Okay, it's Joe's. He says, well, it's called Mezzanine Show 12. Dance slipping an E into indie music pint. Oh, I see. Dance slipping an E into indie music's pint. Just in case it's already scrolled too far to see. Yeah, so it sounds to me like it might be some sort of indie dance extravaganza, which is fine by me. Yep, I will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. for more coffee, more memes, more
lobsters,
in general, more just sort of skullduggery and hijinks, tomfoolery, banter, and, you know, things of a like kind. Right, I love you all. Take it easy. I'll see you tomorrow.